Hello, today I'm going to show you how to fold one of these. It's an origami modular design. This one has 12 units. If you want to fold something a little more challenging, you can fold this one with 30 units. It's exactly the same folding process, there's just more units, and you can see a link in the description below for how to fold all these variations with different numbers of spikes. Without further ado, let's get into the folding. I have a number of these gold squares. These are tissue foil from Origami Shop, otherwise known as terry foil. These are very good for this model, has a very nice Christmassy kind of effect. I will use 12 of these for this model to show you a simpler version of the style than the one in the thumbnail. We're going to start with the colour side up, and we're going to begin by folding the paper into thirds. Now if you are happy with that, then feel free to skip ahead to the next timestamp in the video, but I will show you a quick way of doing that if you haven't done that before. So this is the iterative method. We're just going to do a few folds back and forth, which are going to quickly converge into 1/3 and 2/3 of the way up the paper. So the way we'll do that is make a sort of guess fold. It doesn't matter exactly whether it's a third or not, but roughly 1/3 of the way up the paper, so that these two distances are about the same, and make a very small pinch mark in the paper there. And then we're going to unfold that and bring the top edge down to that pinch mark. So bring it down, and again make a sort of pinch, but a bit longer this time, and unfold. And we're going to keep repeating this until the folds we're making aren't changing very much. So we'll bring the bottom edge back up to that pinch we made, which is similar to, but not exactly where we brought it to before. And this will be a little bit closer, a little bit more accurate. So make that fold a little bit longer again, and then bring the top down to that longer fold, make that fold a bit longer still. And by about this point you'll realise that the folds aren't changing much. That means we've converged to approximately 1/3, and I'm going to make that fold a bit more cleanly all the way across the paper now. And again, bring the top down to that long fold we just made, and fold all the way across the paper, like that. Okay, so that gives you 1/3 and 2/3 of the way up the paper. Next we're going to fold along the bottom of those lines, and now we need to do a strange fold where we bring this raw corner of the paper down, and we're going to use a fold line that connects this bottom left corner and this top corner, this raw corner of the near edge here. So just bring it down like this. You'll notice it can't come any further if you pull it down like so. So pull it down until it can't go any further, and then gradually rotate this fold until it's going to be lined up with this corner up here. And once you've got it in place, fold it all the way across with a nice sharp fold like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you've done that fold. And now we'll rotate the paper around so that the edge we have that was at the top is now at the bottom, and fold the same sort of fold up along that horizontal line. And again, the same fold, we're going to bring this left raw corner here down as far as it will go on the left, so that the fold line is going to connect this bottom left corner of the rectangle with the top right corner here. So line them up, and then once it's in place you can make that fold more firmly like that. So this gives us sort of two overlapping rectangles, the gold colour on top of the white colour. We're going to rotate the paper now so that where the two corners overlap of the gold and the white rectangle, one corner is pointing up and the other corner is pointing down. Alright, next we are going to fold the paper in half by bringing the bottom corner up to the top. So carefully align them, and you should notice that these two corners in the front directly sit on top of the bottom corners over there as well. So fold it like this, and fold that quite firmly through all the layers by running your nail along that if you can. And then we're going to do a couple of folds on this front face. We're going to bring this right raw corner over along the line that you can already see on the paper here. so this one's a nice easy one. If you fold it, it'll naturally fold along that line, and it will fold across to the left like this. Okay, so just along that line that you can already see. We'll do the same thing on the left here, but this time you can't see the fold line originally, and we've got 2 layers, so it's just a little bit more tricky. But you can actually see it runs along the edge behind here that we've already got. So as you start to fold it, you'll see that edge appearing. We're going to fold along that line and try and go nice and neatly to this top corner. And once you've got that in place, fold it firmly all the way across and unfold again. We're now going to do that on the back as well, so turn the paper over and repeat on this side. So bring the right corner along this existing folded edge, like so, and unfold, and the same with this corner here, fold it to the right using a fold line that connects this corner to the top and goes along the edge here on the back. Fold that firmly and unfold. Okay, so that is one unit complete. We're going to make a number of these. Again, for this model, in this video we'll be making 12 of these. So I'll do a couple of those a little quicker this time, so if you want to follow along just to remember the steps, then you can, and just repeat. Okay, so I'll set this one aside for now, and we'll make another one here. So we're going to begin by making thirds. Folding roughly up to here is about 1/3, and do the same by bringing the top edge down like this, fold all the way along. Okay, so this bottom edge will fold up and bring the top left corner of this white rectangle down here as far as it will go, so it touches this corner here, the fold touches that corner, and it also needs to touch this top right corner of the white rectangle. Once it's lined up, fold it firmly, rotate the paper around, do the same thing again, so fold this edge up and fold this top left corner down like so. Rotate so that this line in the middle is vertical, bring the bottom corner up to the top, fold firmly, bring this right corner over, unfold, bring the left corner over, unfold, turn over, right corner comes over, unfold, left corner comes over, and unfold. Another unit complete. Okay, I'll do one more of those, this time even quicker. So fold up about 1/3, fold down around 1/3 to meet that line, fold the bottom up, fold the top corner down, turn the paper around, bottom up, corner down, line these up and fold firmly, rotate the paper, bring the bottom corner up to the top, like so, fold firmly, bring this right corner down like this, left corner similarly, turn the paper over, turn the right corner down, unfold, left corner. Okay, so that's another unit here. Okay, so to assemble these pieces, you'll need to get 2 at a time. So I'm going to start with these 2, and I'm going to overlap them. And the way I'll overlap them is I'll get the top corners here, so they'll be touching. And you see that we've got these vertical lines that are appearing. This one is quite faint, it's just because it's the layer behind this vertical line that you might be able to see through a little bit. And I'm going to overlap those lines, and you'll notice that the top edges here will be horizontal when you do that. So that's how you want your units to be overlapped. And this excess raw corner, this one on the right hand unit here, I'm going to tuck it behind this layer of the unit on the left. So I'm going to lift up these two parts together, just holding those carefully with one hand, and mountain fold underneath along the edge of the unit on the left here, like this. Okay, so now they're not securely locked, but they are holding in place, so I can move one of them around freely. Now I want to pinch this mountain fold all the way along in the middle, and that will help make them hold together a little more securely. Okay, so that's how we're going to join all of them together. We're going to do the same by adding another unit here on the right. So we'll grab another unit, and I'm going to overlap it on top of this one here. So this top edge is going to continue, but you can't actually see where that the raw corner is because we've now folded it underneath. So you have to now use this line here in the middle. So overlap the units like this, and lift up the right hand unit and the edge underneath with one hand, and mountain fold this underneath to attach the units. And again, we want to mountain fold to pinch those in place. Now, depending on the star you're making, you can add more, but we're just going to be using 3 of these units around each corner of the star. So that means we need to now attach this right edge around and inside here. So it's as if we're adding another unit onto the right, but we're actually going to use this existing unit here. So the way we can do that is we can curl this edge under a little bit and wrap all of these around so that this raw corner now overlaps on the front here. Okay, so I've put these together like a triangle, and I've made sure that they're forming a triangle here on the back, and you can see all the layers are forming a small spiral on the inside. And just like before, we're going to mountain fold this raw edge underneath the pocket of this unit. It's a little bit more fiddly here, and you want to take time to make sure that everything is all aligned, and that we'll get a nice sharp corner at the top. So I'll lift this up and very gently and carefully mountain fold this edge underneath like this, and you'll notice that the raw edge has a little pocket that it can go into, so you want to make sure it really does go all the way into there as far as it can, and that it's not trapped on the top, and then fold it back. And again, if you pinch a mountain fold along the centre where those 2 units are, that will form a nice pyramid shape with that spike here. And if you make the valley folds that we've already got along these units, that will be very securely locked, and they shouldn't come apart unless you really pull them with a lot of force. Okay, so we're going to continue to add more units. For the one I'm going to show in this video, we'll be using 4 units around one of these points. So we've got 2 here already, and we're going to form more of these spikes. So I'll start with, they're all the same, I'll start with this one up here, and attach another unit on the right here. So I'll overlap it, lift up that layer, mountain fold underneath, fold it back down, pinch and mountain fold. Okay. Grab another unit, put it on top of the one we just made, one we just added, lift up the layer, mountain fold, pinch along where the 2 units are, and now we need to put this underneath the pocket of the unit we just added. So we'll spiral all of this around and tuck it underneath. And so this raw edge is now overlapping that spike. So you can see that these 2 are now kind of together. We just need to fold these together. From the bottom it looks like this. So you can more easily see the structure from the underneath. And again, I'll lift up the edge here of this unit that we need to tuck into, mountain fold here. Again, make sure that the raw edge has indeed gone inside underneath this pocket here, and mountain fold along the line here. So that's 2 of them. I'll add another one up here, so I'll overlap and mount and fold to lock. And pinch along the edge of the spike. Add another unit on the right here, mount and fold it under, and pinch along the edge of the spike. Now I've got 3, I need to put this raw corner inside this pocket, so I'll spiral this one round and underneath. Just tuck that one back inside here. So I spiral this one round and underneath. So that the raw corner can now overlap that pocket. And lift that flap up, tuck the raw edge, the raw corner down, again making sure that it goes inside that pocket, and close it up and pinch along the edge. Okay. Again, all the time you want to be making these horizontal valley folds that were in the middle of the unit, so that will help hold it together more easily. We're now at an interesting point. Now that we've got 3 of these completed spikes, these last 2 units here, we actually need to lock these 2 together to make the 4th point here. So you could add more if you wanted to make a larger one like was in the thumbnail, but here we're just going to overlap these 2 and lock these ones together. So mount and fold the corner behind, and mount and fold along the edge of the spike. Okay, like this. And that gives 2 out of the 3 for this spike, so we'll just do 1 more up here. So we'll put 1 unit on the right here, overlap, mount and fold, and pinch along the edge up here, and now spiral round so that the raw edge can overlap. Lift up this edge, mount and fold, again making sure that it tucks underneath that pocket. And mount and fold to keep it in place. Okay, so that's 4 of them securely folded together. So we have 4 more units to add. I'll start, again it's all the same, I'll start by adding a unit onto the right of one of these. Line them up, mount and fold, and pinch to lock them in place. So we've got 4 points here, 1, 2, 3, 4, so we need to overlap this existing unit on the one we just added. Mount and fold that behind, like this, and pinch, okay, like this. And here's what we got from the inside, so you can see we're starting to add just 4 more at the top, and, sorry, 3 more at the top. And let's add 1 of them to complete this spike here. Mount and fold this behind, pinch to lock these in place, spiral this edge underneath, and lock it in place. Okay, we've got one more spike to, piece to add to the spike up here. So we'll overlap this one. Like so. Spiral this edge around and fold the raw edge over. Lift up and mount and fold to tuck that underneath. Tuck the raw edge inside and pinch all the way along here. Okay, these two can be locked now on the front so that we get 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 around the central point. So mount and fold that together, pinch along here. And similarly on the back, we've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so we want these to be together. So overlap these two and pinch so that they're together. Okay, so we're nearly at the end. You can see that we've just got one more unit to add between these two, and then we'll be completed. I'll just show you how you can hang these up to make a decoration. So I've got some golden thread here, and we're going to put this so that one end is inside this top corner here, and it will be kept in place by attaching something to the end of the thread here. So I've just got some old tape from a previous project that I was working on, and I'm just going to stick the tape to the end of the thread, and we're going to make a bit of a bundle so that this can't come out. As you stick this on, you probably want to fold up the thread within the tape just so it's really securely inside, and make a little bit of a tape ball on the end of the thread. Doesn't really matter how you do this. This won't be visible from the outside. As long as this really securely holds on to the thread, then you'll have no problems. You'll find it easier if it's slightly sort of 3D, so make it bulge a little bit, so it's a nice kind of solid lump like this. Okay, and I'm just going to shove that inside the middle like that, so that one end of the thread is now going to be stuck inside the middle, and the thread is going to be coming out the outside of one of the points. Of course, that's completely optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So I'm now going to attach this final unit. I'll start by adding onto the corner we've just made here, so I'll overlap these points here and mount and fold, pinch to lock, and you have to be careful to make sure that your raw corner is above the thread and you're spiraling around the edge of that thread inside here, okay? So once you've got that looking like this, so you've got the thread here, and I won't be able to pull this out. I can't pull this anymore because it's going to be stuck by the glob of tape that I made. So overlap these, and I need to release that a little bit so I've got a bit more room to fold here. So lift up the layer and mount and fold, again locking that underneath the edge in here, and pinch. It gets a bit tight towards the end here with these final layers, so we've got to be a little bit careful. Again, this raw edge comes here on the top, so I'm going to overlap those, mount and fold underneath, pinch it in place, and the very last one will be the hardest of all. You want to spiral this underneath these existing layers and get this raw corner on the top. Okay, let me just pinch this so it's a bit more neat. Ah, here we go, it's stuck underneath this edge. There we go. Okay, so the raw edge is now on the top, and the final tuck, I'll lift up this edge and mount and fold this corner behind. I need to make sure that the raw corner goes underneath here, close this up again, and you should now have your finished decoration with a thread coming through the middle like this. For larger versions, like the one I showed in the thumbnail, you can add more units. Again, check the link in the description to see how many units you need to add depending on the star you want to make. Do let me know whether you managed to fold your star. And happy Christmas.